Okay, our final speaker for this panel is Paula Veiga, consultant for the Lisbon Pharmacy Museum, and she's talking about ancient artifacts, a refurbished building, the Lisbon Pharmacy Museum Egyptian collection.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, both the organizers of CPEG and the organizers at MAN. I'm really happy to present this collection, hoping that everyone will know it from now on. I will tell a little story first on my first slides, half of it, because I found it while researching the pieces of this collection. The pieces are probably unknown to you, the ancient Egyptian ones, as curators of ancient collections, but can be also new to the international community, general public. So I found during my research for these collection items a prolific episode of history that I wish to share with you prior to the presentation of the pieces itself, which is quite simple. The pieces are all bought privately from auction houses, so we don't know provenance, tentative approaches, and I didn't go along while researching for this to compare with pieces from other collections that are completely identical. I would like to do that in a second part. So it is a real pleasure to find this that I'm showing you. Okay. Deconfigure, not this font. Well, this slide is showing the actual building where the collection is housed now. It's a palace in the St. Catherine Hill in Lisboa, and it's today the headquarters of the National Association of Pharmacies, who is the owner of the museum, of course, and the collection. The site where the palace was built is what made me dig up the rest. In early medieval times, it was a hermitage place. I'm talking about 13th century. At this location, Queen Catherine, you will see her in the next slide, ordered the building of a church, which was a donation to the Brotherhood of Booksellers of St. Catherine of Sinai. This donation happened because the queen was devout to the saint. Catalina de Austria, born here in Spain in 1507, surprising her mother. Well, the birth occurred when the queen was transporting the corpse of the dead husband from Burgos to Granada, Felipe the Handsome. Catherine was the granddaughter of Ferdinand and Isabella, the Catholic kings of Castile, and she then died already in Portugal in 1578 at the convent of Catholic order. Queen Catherine was the posthumous daughter of King Philip and Queen Joanna, and she was named, I first thought that she was named after St. Catherine, but no. She was named after the baby sister of Queen Joanna that they played a lot while they were small children, so she missed her sister. And they were in prison, Queen Catherine and the mother, because of problems within dynasties and successors to the kingdom, in a palace that no longer exists in Tordesillas. They spent a lot of time there. Queen Joanna died there, and Queen Catherine was 18 years old when she left. She went there as a baby. She left with 18 years old to marry the King of Portugal. Well, King Joanna died of a heart broken, of course, because she missed her husband, the children, the young child. And she's known as the insane queen, but probably up to discussion. I have more things about them, but I will not tell them because there's nothing to do with the collection. The only thing is about St. Catherine. The possible person who gave the information about the saint to the queen and the child while they were in prison was the friar. They were visited by friars. They learned everything inside the prison. The Queen Catherine as a child had a room with no light, so it was very difficult to learn, but she made it. She was very, very intelligent. And so she married the King of Portugal, and she came to Portugal. Yes. But then, after the church existed, now I jump about 25 years. The church existed from 1559 to 1835. But in between, the original church built by the Queen at the spot where the palace with the collection is now was demolished almost all by itself because of the earthquake. The Queen is now addressed in history as the collector queen, which is also important and indirectly related to the collection, but still a nice, and why they call it the Catherine on Mount Sinai Hill, I have no idea, but I suspect has something to do with the icons traveling in this part of history that reached intelligent and cult people like Joanna and the child, Catherine. Then we jump to the 19th century. The 19th century, there was a more fragile structure built after the earthquake. It was made of wood, so it didn't survive time, or probably candles, and was destroyed by a fire in 1835. The ruins finally demolished between 56-62, new building erected, changed owners. The name of the street gave the name of the city council. The property was then in a precarious state and was finally bought by the Association of Pharmacies and rebuilt. These people you see here down are the present curators, and the Dr. João Neto is the director, and Dr. Paula is the co-director, assistant director, curator. So in June 1996, after excavations that were done in the building surroundings, they found human remains, probably friars, nuns, not published yet, but a small article in Portuguese is published, but they didn't publish much about that. They didn't change the remains, and everything was covered. The palace rebuilt. It opened as the Museum Pharmacy. It has various collections besides the Egyptian collection. And in 1999, it received an award. But the nice thing is that between 81 and 96, these two travel along the world to find pieces from other countries, and her father and a colleague within Portugal try to collect all related pharmacy objects they could to have this grand museum open. I made a slide of different objects that have nothing to do with Egypt, so you can have an idea, and you have, this is not the one I wanted, you have the Google Arts link for the Pharmacy Museum in Lisbon. It's easy to find. It's supposed to be there under the condom, but it's not. Then we arrive to the Egyptian collection. Okay, so up until now, they've gathered 108 pieces. All pieces were bought in auction houses, as I said. They have the certificates, everything's okay and legal. I've tried to sum them up with a criterion of date, because in the shelves and in the vitrines, they are ordered by subject or type. What you see here is the pre-dynastic, and then go along until the later period and Roman. So we have objects related to pharmacy, beauty, medicine, health. The ancient Near East, Greek, Roman collection also has this type of objects, also related. They even have those little tablets with cuneiform prescriptions. So it's a very nice collection. You have lots of jars and mussel and pestle and mortar. You have cosmetic stilettos, beautiful pieces, alabaster, faience. Yes, this was my previous PowerPoint. I've made a zoom of that lovely spoon that is broken of the little girl. It's really, really a nice piece. This is a bit of a zoom, so you can, the pieces are small. You may know from other collections, very similar pieces. Some photos are mine, some are taken from the catalog because I didn't find, the rooms are a bit dark, so I didn't find enough to show the piece like I would like to, so some I took from the catalog. You have also jars that have inscriptions. Some of these pieces are published in Portuguese, very basically, but there's not a catalog of this collection, and most of the pieces have nothing but a small, even less than I wrote here. We have a Sekhmet head. Well, it's the top of what you have for defense against diseases. We have cartonnage pieces, and we have this statuette of preparer of unguents. He's Hui, I think, was a popular name by his New Kingdom, yeah. So all related to the cosmetic world. You have amulets, of course. They protect you from everything, disease, travel. Children should be protected as well. So we have the usual fans, jet eyes, scarabs. I think I don't have them all here. They have more. I have all the numbers of the inventory that I checked and double and triple checked to see if they are. Well, you have a broken cypress. You have a pharmaceutical man. You have an oxyrhynchus fish, and you have the usual Isis with the baby horse, lactant. What else do we have? A bit of a zoom on the cosmetics. I don't think they still have any left substance for analyzing, but I don't know, maybe a microscopic sample. Cosmetic spoons, we have the girl, the gazelle, and there's another one which is not here, I remember. The canopic jars. The canopic jars are of alabaster, but there's one on a limestone, which is for one of the livers is Ipseti. Limestone is this one, yeah. This one and the inscription more visible. Oh, sorry. I didn't mention the relief, which cannot be related to anything because we have just bits of words and no provenance. Oh, okay, possibly New Kingdom, but nothing else. Problem with these things that you sometimes don't have much information. You have a box for the canopic jars. Again, the sepals, because I've made another PowerPoint, but I think I copied the wrong one. A scitula, bronze scitula, later. You have the more pieces of cartonnage. I managed to put this kind of a copy-paste to show that we have two pieces. This is published, but Doesn't say much, the publication, but yeah, it has a publication. And finally, we have a sarcophagus. The sarcophagus is from the late period. It was acquired, we have a bit more of information because it was bought at Christie's and they had the previous owner information. Acquired in 1940 by Armenian collector, then auctioned by Christie's and then acquired by the director of the museum. It has been intervention twice because of the materials deteriorating at the surface, and it is lit inside the glass vitrine. I finished the presentation. I have lots of bibliography and more information about the museum, but I tried to show you the sarcophagus in a video. How do I put this bigger? Yeah, because I made another PowerPoint. It was not this one. I've tried to join all the pictures that I had from different angles, different hours in the day, to show the drawings, writings, colors. It is magnificent, the sarcophagus, it is. If you have the chance to go to Lisbon, at least this collection has interesting things. They are open all days of the week, so you can go, I think, until 6. It is really, really a nice piece. And I hope I have more information comparing pieces to have some possible provenance, possible, I don't know, owners. That's difficult if you don't have names. But yeah, that's it. If anyone is interested in having this presentation to see at home, like more time, I don't mind sharing it. It was supposed to be a slide with the video after this one. No problem. And then I finish with the covers of, this is a leaflet on the right, and these are 2 catalogs from the whole museum, very summarily written, that mention the Egyptian pieces in 10 pages. And you have some articles as well, so much to be done yet. Thank you.